What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang podcast back in the building. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it. So today's show, you saw the title, you saw the name. Have a young man here from Jackson State, one of the best defensive backs in the country from my film work and from everything that I've seen. Numbers don't lie, stats don't lie, and film don't lie, man. If you do not know who Al Young is, you'll know by the end of this interview, man. This young kid basically doesn't give you a moment to breathe. I'm going to tell you right now, all receivers in the NFL, beware. He is coming for your pockets, and he is coming to snatch the ball right out of your hands. Let me bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself, man, Mr. Al Young. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Hey, man, I am fantastic. I'm very happy for this interview, man. How has everything been going, man? How is life?
Life's been good. I mean, it's been a crazy process throughout, like, what I'm going through right now. So, ready to get it over with, ready to get to work.
I completely understand that, man. So, the first thing is tell people, who is Al Young? What don't people know about you right off the bat that you want people to know? Because this is strictly for you to open the audience's eyes and the world's eyes to the guy that they may not know about, but they for damn sure are going to know
about. I'm a quiet person, but I mean, like, when I'm on the field, though, I'm a loud person. So, just in person, I'm quiet. I don't speak as much. I like to let my actions do the talking, and then just like, I'm a family person. Like, I love being around my family. Like, I love being around my daughter. Like, that's just me. But then, like, the game, football, showed me, like, different assets of life. So now just being able to create for my family with football, taking it to the next level. And then just when I'm on the field, I'm just a whole different person. Like, if I was on the field, you would think, like, in public, you'd be like, oh, yeah, he talk a lot. But on the field, like, I talk a lot on the field, but in person, just like regular, no, I'm just a normal person. So that's who I am.
That's awesome, man. And as I stated, before I brought you on, I did interview Deshaun Dixon the other day, man. You HBCU cats are some quiet and humble dudes. I love it though, man. And my thing is to spotlight you guys and to make sure that you guys get some kind of shine, because what people don't realize is there's a lot of talent floating around in any and every HBCU. You were in the HBCU Legacy Bowl, man. Tell me how that experience was to be a part of the first HBCU Legacy Bowl. I know it was you and a couple of your other teammates, but how did you feel personally about that?
Personally, it was a great opportunity. I mean, I was happy that we got a chance to, like, showcase our talent in front of a lot of scouts, and then just like what Coach Prom doing with the HBCU is just bringing in more attention for us to show that we got the talent of Georgia, the talent of Bama. Like, we got the same type of talent, just at a different level. So just that experience we had throughout that week going against some great athletes and just showing what we can do in front of a lot of scouts. Like, that's probably the best experience I had.
That is awesome, man. That's awesome. So when did you start playing football?
I started playing football in probably second grade. When I first moved to my town, Cape Girardeau, I ended up going to, like, practice. I wasn't even supposed to be at football practice. Like, so my friend, this is a crazy story. So my friends used to, like, I lived down the street from a park. So my friends used to go, like, they'll be at the park, and then we'll be hooping or whatever. Then they'd be like, oh, we got to leave. We got to go to football practice. So they used to leave me at the park by myself. So I'm like, where are they going? So one day they all went to football practice. So I followed them. And I wasn't supposed to go to football practice at all. My parents used to tell me I had to be in the house before 8, before the street lights came on. So I went anyway. I went to football practice, and then I went out there, tried out. My coach ended up bringing me home and told my mama, basically begged my mama to get me to play. And the rest of it.
That is awesome, man. That just tells me that, you're the man. That's an automatic. When coach comes and says, look, you gotta let me get this kid on the field. There's too much talent here. So when you started playing football, were you? I know everybody who plays football never starts at the position that they, wind up at in college. Did you start out as a DB, or was it like running back or wide receiver, or what?
So Pee Wee League, I was a quarterback. I was a quarterback through all the way through middle school. So then going into high school I was a receiver. And coming into college, I was a 3-star receiver. So I was pretty good in high school at receiver. And then I like led the state in receiving yards my senior year. And then going into college, my first 2 years I was a receiver at SEMO. And then a lot of DBs got kicked off my sophomore year, and I was the only one in the receiver room that had like DB experience from high school. So they put me at
Mm-hmm.
DB, and the rest was just history. They said it was natural for me, so the rest was history.
That's awesome, man. And the funny thing, who played wide receiver in college and turned around to be a DB in the league? That man Richard Sherman, Uncle Sherm. He played wide receiver in college and turned around and played DB. The beauty of that is you know what they're going to do because you've done it. So having that knowledge on top of already having the talent that you have and being groomed to be a defensive back, I mean, that just puts any wide receiver that goes up against you at a disadvantage because hey, I got to do X, Y, and Z on this route. Or, okay, if he's doing this, he's going to run this route. I'll give you a little history. Darrelle Revis, they asked him, he was on I Am Athlete with Ocho Cinco.
Yeah.
And they asked him, they said, how did you know, how to shut Chad down? And he said, you got to watch film very closely. He said, Chad, when the ball was coming to Chad, he would tug on his right glove twice. And it never failed. And they just fell out laughing because why? It was true. And when you pay attention to fine, minute details like that, you shut people down. It's like, okay, go ahead, go.
That's exactly how it was. Like it was some receivers we played this year from one of them from Alabama A&M and some from FAM. Like they had the same tendencies. Like one receiver, when the ball coming his way, because he will always his stance would be different. So you know when it's a pass play, and then you'll know when it's blocking play because his foot would be like it wouldn't be like how it normally is. So it's like I look at all that stuff like especially watching film. Like you just go through games and games and games, and you start seeing like okay. When it's a pass play because he go give it away, but then when it's a run play because he go give it away. Like it's just, you, especially being a DB, you need all them tools because that's what I tell people. You need all the tools you can get, and then you need all the help you can get. Like any hints, anything you can catch on to it, and trust yourself. Don't be scared to like make a move.
Yes, sir. I guarantee you that is definitely the case, man. So in that film study, how did that work out with Coach and, you being a DB? How was that dynamic between you and him? I'm not going to ask you a bunch of questions about him, but, he is my favorite player of all time. But how did that work out? Is he in there with you guys, or do you guys have like a specific DB coach that gives you guys the game and it becomes a collective agreement?
Yeah, we got he be in there with us, and we got Coach Mathis, my DB coach, my position coach. But Coach Palmer come in there throughout the week, and he'll ask us like a question that we seen on film, and he'll just keep asking us throughout the week, and then if ain't nobody answer it right, he'll just at the end of the day he comes, all right, so this receiver been doing this the last 2 games, and y'all ain't caught on to this yet. So he'll just tell us stuff like that. So then coming into the next week, we're planning for the next game. He'll do the same thing. So then once he see that person like caught on, like all right, yeah, I seen this receiver doing this on film in the last couple of games. He's like, all right, like it was the man. Like he was just always big about like how you say tendencies, trying to get like advantage and just trying to beat people at what they do.
That's awesome, man. That's great because that's the key to it. Playing certain positions in football is knowing exactly what you can do and how to beat people. So how was high school for you? Because I know you said you played wide receiver in high school. What were the moments? What was one of your shining achievements in high school?
I had a lot of good moments in high school. So probably just going to state. My high school ain't never went to state, so going into my junior year, I was able to take them to state, and that was probably the best moment ever. We didn't win it, but it was still like a good experience. Then the next year we did the same thing. My senior year.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and believe me, I looked at all your accolades. You are a decorated young man. You boy, when I tell y'all this is talent beyond talent. I'm telling you, he come in and do the same thing that his current head coach did and go both ways. You know, it's definitely not outside the realm of possibility. If you do model your game after someone, who would that be and why?
Probably model my game after Denzel Ward. He more my build, he more my size and everything. Like we basically built the same. Like, but he more aggressive. I can be a little bit more aggressive, like on the run. Like he more aggressive on the run, but pass wise, like he don't give nobody air to breathe, nothing. Like that's just who I model my game at. Like anytime anybody asks me this, I say the same thing. Denzel Ward. That's the only person I watch. I can watch him all day. And then just like being smart wise though, I like to watch Coach Prime. Like it'd be times I just be in the meeting room and Coach Prime would walk past and see me watching his film. Like he knew I loved the way he did everything.
Oh yeah, man. I got to watch it. See, you know, you a little bit, you a little younger than me, man. I'll be 41 this year, so I got to watch all of that and see everything, you know, and the whole moniker. You look good, you play good, they pay good, you know, all that stuff. Like I got to see that, you know, from his whole career because, as I had stated, I'm a diehard Niner fan, but I watched him wherever he went. Like I watched him. I even went back and watched his old tape at Florida State
Yeah, I
just
did
to
too.
see. And I'm like, this, the talent was there. Like you would be ridiculous, you know, to pass on that. And in watching your film, um, people out there, give me your height and your weight right now. I seem to be cutting in and out a little bit. Give me just a second. Hold on 1 second here. There we go. So right now, what they got you at currently listed is 5'11", 195, correct?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. At 5'11", 195, I don't care who you are in the league. If you ain't watched tape, you don't want the smoke. This young man shuts down all opposition. Like I've seen as much film as I could watch, man. I watched, you know, at least a good couple of hours worth of film and just watching what you do and how you move. Um, he was really, really ridiculous as a receiver. That's the first part. And then when you flipped him to the other side of the ball, it got even worse in a great way. Um, you have the prototypical actually height and weight for the typical defensive back in the league. You pretty much are there. Um, are you looking to put on any more weight, or are you comfortable where you at because it allows you to be flexible and as athletic and do what you do?
I'm comfortable where I'm at. I mean, that's what the scouts they wanted me to stay where I'm at too, just for speed wise, and then be able to play. They want me to play in the slot a little bit too, so they want me to be as light as I can. So.
Ooh, yeah, that slot is nasty. They got a lot of receivers out there that you know you can have fun going against, man, to give them that work. You know, because certain guys in the league they definitely they move all around. You know, some people are chess pieces, some people are stationary. If there was one receiver in the league you could face right now, they say, you know what, we running ones. Give me Al. Who are you putting on the other side of the ball to get that work to?
DK, I want DK.
Ooh.
Just because
Okay.
it's speed and people look at that and some DBs shy away from that. Like, nah, I want all that. Like, I want to show them that I want to show them that I'm built the same way. You just bigger, and I'm gonna be more aggressive than he will.
Oh man, I know my channel is not ridiculously big, but DK Metcalf, if you ever catch this, Mr. Young wants all the smoke. And you picked probably the biggest body receiver In the league. There's people that may be a little bit bigger than him, but DK play. He's big and he plays big.
Yeah.
The funniest thing I remember from him is when he came in to sign his contract, he ain't had no shirt on. So Pete Carroll took his shirt off too, so he could sign the contract. I'm like, look, Pete, you're a little too old to be doing all that now. Put your shirt back on, man. But that is a tall task. I believe you will see DK one day, whether it be in training camp because the Seahawks have decided to add you to their squad, or whether it be on the field, man.
Yeah.
What are your musical interests? What do you like to listen to? Like, it's game day. You need to get hyped. What gets you going? Like, what is that? What is that? Either the genre of music or the song. Sometimes everybody has a specific song that puts you in the game mode.
I got like artists. I like to listen to. I like to listen to Lil Durk and I listen to a lot of Lil Durk. So I say Lil Durk. Anything with him in it.
Yeah, he got that aggressive music, man. When I was talking to Deshaun the other day, he said jazz music.
Yeah.
He's a jazz enthusiast. And I'm like, look, brother, if a cold saxophone gets you ready to sack the quarterback, I'm with it. Look, man, put some Kenny G on for that young brother and let him do it. If we got a little Durk in there, yeah, man. And Lil Durk is hype, and I was, for me, when I used to get out there and I ran track, I didn't play football, I was listening to DMX. I had something super aggressive in my ear because I had to go out there and give him my all. But that's awesome, man. So the next question is, if football does not work out, what are the other options?
I'll probably go into coaching.
Okay.
I don't want to coach college kids, but I want to go into like the younger kids. I want to coach the younger youth, get them out the streets and show them a better life.
Y'all are very, very, this is eerie how similar you guys are. What makes you want to give back to the young youth? Is it, you growing up and seeing some things and understanding some things, or is it just like, you that you want to provide a better opportunity for these young kids?
Just like me personally, like I didn't like grow up with my dad, so I had to do everything on my own, and then more like my mom was showing me the way, showing me a lot of tools. Like my mama can't play football, but she can only tell me so much. So I just want to be able to like be that father figure for some kids that don't got their father in their life, and just be able to show them that you ain't got to be in the streets to be this type of person or be that type of person. And you just take football and just run with it. Any sport, anything, like a mentor, whatever you want me to be to you. Like I just want to be able to show you a better life.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I had the same situation. My pops didn't come around. My stepdad didn't come around until I was about 9. So, a lot of the things that I learned from my mom as well. My mom taught me how to throw football, baseball, and how to bounce basketball. So, shout out to moms, man. We appreciate you for raising an amazing young man. And what you want to do for these kids is definitely a beautiful thing. Grew up the same way, man. I ain't had all I got is sisters. I ain't got no brothers, so I had to adopt a bunch of brothers. What I'm saying? So any of my homeboys became, my brothers, and same thing for me. Any of the guys, I got a little young dude that I basically helped raise. Still talk to him to this day, man. Try to mentor him through life. So that's a great thing, man. It's a good thing for you because the blessings that you are going to receive from what you're giving back will just come in abundance, man. So in college, what was that moment where you knew you had arrived? Like you did something and it was like, you know what? I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm Al Young. Don't play with me. What was that moment?
Probably against. I think it was when I first went to DB and I had a pick against Kansas. So just that moment, like my first time playing corner in college, and I got a pick. So I was kind of like, I can do this. That's who I am. So after that, everything been up the ladder ever since.
That is awesome, man. That's really good right there. The other questions that I have for you is, Do you have a favorite NFL team, if at all? Like I'm saying, are you a fan of the game? Like, did you watch? Did you like a team growing up? And it's not to say that that's where you want to go. It's just we all fans at some point. So, did you have a favorite NFL team growing up?
I didn't really have a favorite NFL team. I had like favorite players that was on the team. I used to like watching. If you had to
Okay.
say like favorite team, I'd probably say Seattle. Like, cause I was a big fan of Marshawn Lynch. I used to love watching Marshawn. But that was one of my favorite
Yeah,
players.
beast mode was, woo, man.
And then I like the legend.
Okay, yeah, he definitely gonna get that nickname by doing nothing. Believe me, beast mode was serious, serious. Yeah, a buddy of mine went to college up at Cal. My buddy Jeff MacArthur. I went to high school with him, and he was very fortunate to meet Lynch and play with A-Rod and everything like that, man. And he's still doing amazing things to this day. But yeah, man, beast mode. He is, and he's probably one of the most humble people in the world. He's really cool, and I still to this day, I don't care what no one says. Still to this day, I feel like they ain't handing the rock because they wanted Russell to be the champ. I really feel like that, man. Because there's no reason you don't hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch on the 1 yard line. Period. There is no reason.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, because when you win the Super Bowl, what's the first thing they tell you? They come up to you with the mic. You just won the Super Bowl. Where are you going? I'm going to Disneyland. I have a feeling Marshawn would have been like about to head to the Bay, going to Oakland, then hit the block with the homies. Everybody gonna celebrate. I'm taking the trophy with me. Like, I feel like his personality at the time just wasn't well received. And now look at him, Subway commercials and all kinds of stuff. I think Skittles brought him in, everything, and he's still doing great for the community. And he's an awesome person. And believe you me, man, I ain't like when he was in my division, running all over us. It was really annoying. That was a hard human being to stop. They did a sports science on him, and they said that he had the power of a Mack truck going at least 5 to 10 miles an hour in his legs. And I was like, huh? Oh, okay. I'm thinking to myself, if I'm a linebacker, I want no parts of that. I'm not trying to tackle that, man. I'm going low every time. Because John taking the top, everybody seen the Beastquake when he destroyed the New Orleans Saints. The whole defense, he just ran through everyone. That is a moment that will live in history forever. The other thing that I would like to ask you is, what did you like better? Was it offense or was it defense?
That's like a tricky question because like everybody like offense because they like this. You get the most fans, you get all the touchdowns, you get all the everybody. You get the most film. Like the highlight come out, they show mostly offense. Like, but defense though, they don't know. I love defense because it's the hardest. It's hardest to play. Like if you make a play, you got to make that play. Like it's hard. You making a play, not knowing what's going on. You don't know what the offense running, so you just making a play off what you thinking and what you getting as your teammates and what y'all communicating on. So I say I like defense more because you more on your own.
That's great, man. I like defense too, and you play my favorite position, man. And the number one thing that I look for is everything that you bring to the table in the defensive back. So with that being said, the NFL team comes to you and they say, Mr. Young, we see you here. We appreciate you stopping in for this interview. We bring you onto our team. We allow you into this 53-man roster. What are we getting from you? What can you bring to the table that makes this team better?
What I can bring to the table is just a person that's going to the first one on the field, the last one off. A guy on and off the field, a person that's able to like mentor incoming rookies that's coming in after I came in and they need help them get on their feet. They get on the right path and that's what give me.
Okay, okay. That's awesome right there, man. I'm glad that, you know, you have the opportunity to be able to say things like that. Um, so you model your game a little bit after Denzel Ward. You want all the smoke with DK Metcalf. I'd love for you to get the smoke with DK. And I'd love for you to do it as part of my team, because believe you me, 49ers, we do have a little bit of a depth issue at DB. Don't get me wrong. I like Ambry Thomas. No Diamador Lenore is there. I know we just signed Charvarius Ward. Still got Mosley. But I wouldn't mind bringing in a young Al Young to go ahead and bolster those defensive back reps. And believe you me, I, I feel like you definitely can challenge anyone for the starting spot. Um, where do you feel your talent lies? Are you a first round talent? Do you feel like you should be, picked in that top 10 range? Tell us what you feel about your talents and what you bring to the table.
I'm gonna say I'm to me personally, I feel like I'm a second round talent, but just to like the politics, like they looking at the schools I played, like I got like it's just a bone that pick with me. Like I got more picks than some of the guys that got projected to go first round, and I had a great like coverage ratio. Like I had a 32% coverage ratio, and they more like they ain't really just talking about that. Like they just, all right, he played at Jackson State. He ain't really played no competition, so they looking at the next guy to play at Bama or Clemson and like, all right, look at this. He got 2 picks. He got 57 tackles, like stuff like that. And they like, well, we're gonna go with him first round. Like it's just a bone that pick with me because I'm like, man, it don't matter who I play. At the end of the day, I'm lining up against somebody, and this their best player against our best player. Like this their ones against our ones. Like I'm still producing at that level. And then even going from SEMO to another school, I was able to show that I wasn't just a system player. I can come in and start immediately at another school. Like it's just that just show a lot, and I don't feel like scouts really ain't look too much into that. But like you said though, once I get my foot in the door, I'm gonna make a lot of noise.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what it is. What people don't realize, and this is the sad part about this, people don't realize is it's not about the schools that you played against or the competition you played against. It's about you.
No.
You get on that field. It doesn't matter who's across from you, whether it's a wide receiver from Alabama or whether it's a wide receiver from Norfolk State. You're gonna give them that work regardless. And I saw that, and that's what kind of scares me is when teams do that because I always feel like you shortchanging someone because not everybody that wound up in the Hall of Fame came from a big school. Terrell Owens went to Middle Tennessee State. Did anybody know what Middle Tennessee State was before Terrell Lawrence went there? I highly doubt it. Jerry Rice, small school, so it doesn't to the NFL people out there, man. If y'all shortchange people based on the school they go to, you miss out on a ton of talent because there are so many people that go to so many different places. You would never know unless you actually went out there and sent the scout out. The beauty of going to Jackson State now is having Coach Prime there and having that eye on it, and people looking and going, okay, if he's there, he's definitely going to churn out some talent. So let's see what they have to offer, and let's take a look at these young kids. But I don't think Coach Prime or anybody could have done anything different to put your stock where it currently is with the play that you put on the field. Because you've had, from what I saw, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, you had at least 2 picks every year.
Every year, and it's crazy because like I see, like how I said, like I see like them posts about like a guy had two picks at Bama and he a first round guy. You just like come on, like show me the same love. Give me the same like. But I'm having 7 in my career, 8 in my career. That's a lot. And then I'm topping like I think I was like topping the country in like PBUs. So,
yes.
like, crazy. So it's just still like they still got me undrafted, but that's fine. I mean, I'm like I said, I get my foot in the door, it's over with.
I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody, any team in the NFL, y'all better go watch the film. Stop playing with this young man. If you that's every team needs a DB. Every single team. There's not a team in the league right now that has a DB tandem that's perfect, that don't need no help. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you lacking the defensive back, this young man that I am interviewing, I'm calling it right now. He get in the door, that's all pro. If he gets in the door, that man's going to the Pro Bowl. People got to open their eyes. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this interview, just to put a little bit of spotlight on you, man, because I respect what you do. And I saw that film, man. That film does not lie. And the number one thing that I love is the consistency. Year in and year out, these are interceptions. Somebody else get drafted in the first round, they got, I had 2 picks their whole career. Their whole career? In college for 3 years, and you only picked the ball twice? How many PBUs you got? 10? What? Al Young got more than that, and our scouts did not do their job. You know what I mean? And last year, I want to say there was a run on DBs, and that was all due to lineage. You know what I mean? J.C. Horn, and Patrick Surtain, Asante Samuel Jr., all of those guys. They want to, and they did their thing. They provided the skill, and they did the work. But at the same time, hey, man, it don't help to have your dad that played in the league. I'm just saying, and my favorite out of that draft was Asante Samuel Jr. because I liked his dad. His dad was what? A ball hawk. And you, my man, are a ball hawk. Yeah. People, I'm telling you, I'm going to post some of it on my channel. Please, I beg you, watch the film. Al Young finds the ball. You are not going to beat him. The number one thing that I love about you, young blood, when the ball is coming, Yeah. I literally have seen you get your head around to knock it down, or if you are not able to get your head around it, that ball is going to be in front of you. Your hands are in perfect placement to knock it out of the receiver's hands. You don't give them a chance to catch the ball. And I know for some people that watch this, like, dang, man, he's giving this dude a lot of props. I give it to him because it's warranted. I like the defensive back position. And believe me, the first thing I do, honestly, when I look at it every year when it comes to the draft, is I look at who had the most interceptions. And then when I look at that, I look and go, did you have one game where you just went insane, or was this consistency over time? You are consistency over time, year in and year out, PBUs, year in, year out, interceptions. So I don't see any place that you're lacking. So what would you say is a weakness of yours that you feel you must go ahead and get better at?
Probably just stuffing the run. I'm guys that, like, if the ball bounce out, I can get it down. If they want me to, like, come in and just, like, lower my shoulder, just come in and lay the boom, that's not me. And I feel like I can do better at that. Like, I can be a heavy hitter because I'm known for, like, big hits, but I always get them, like, on, like, flare routes or, like, bubble routes. And, like, you will see me coming in and shooting the gap, but still I feel like I can do better in the run game.
Okay. And that takes time. That's all going to develop. And believe me, when you get in there and they get a hold of you in the league, they'll definitely put that there. What would you say is your best quality as a defender?
Like you said, I really don't panic. That's what Coach Prime liked about me too. Like, when the receiver got me beat down the field, I'm not gonna panic, and then I just know when to turn my head, when not to turn my head, when to play through the hands and everything. So Coach Prime always told me, like, that's one thing he seen about me and he loved about me, is I never panic, and then I'm gonna go get the ball regardless.
That is definitely the truth of it, man. What motivates and drives you? What is the reason that Al Young gets up in the morning and goes as hard as he does?
Probably my family, my daughter, and just, like, everybody that's pushing me. So the main people that's pushing me, they drive me every day. So.
That's awesome, man. I'm gonna put this comment up here for you. Kissy Drake says Al is no joke. He will show out on that field. It's game on when he on that football field. True to the game, heart all in it. That's why he gives us a great show, young man. I couldn't have said it better myself. I see everything that an NFL defensive back is supposed to be. As I stated, the prototypical size is right there. And for me, if there are teams telling you that they're undrafted, I need them to wake up and smell the coffee. They need to get some Folgers in their cup or something, because I've seen a lot of defensive back prospects in my time, man. I have. And believe me, I've looked at some dudes, and I'm fairly good at calling out whether guys are going to be good or whether they're not going to be that great. And I've seen some dudes go really high, and I'm like, they're going to get worked in the NFL. I already see it. It's going to be unfortunate, but this ain't about to pan out. And usually I'm pretty spot on about that, man. I don't see it happening. I don't. I feel bad for the wide receivers. I really do. I feel bad for them young cats that come in and they trying to make the squad, and they got to go up against you, and you go out there and make them look bad, and they gonna be going home. And so what happened, man? Some kid named Al Young just broke me off. I couldn't even get past him, man. What happened? Well, I mean, look, it is what it is. And that to me right there, man, says everything. So when it's all said and done, your career is over at the end of it. What do you want people to remember you for specifically?
Just a humble person that got it out the mud. Like, I never asked nobody for nothing. I always try to do stuff on my own before I ask. And this person that's self-made.
That's awesome, man. That is fantastic. The other question that I have for you is, what were your offers coming out of high school, and why did you pick an HBCU?
So my offers coming out, I had Missouri, Nebraska, Purdue, Oregon, Wyoming, and then I end up going to SEMO.
Mm-hmm.
SEMO straight out of high school. It was like a crazy situation. Like grades were bad my senior year, so I had to end up going to a small FCS school, which I knew I already had a plan. Like, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, I'm gonna turn up, and I'm gonna just leave after that. So I went there to SEMO for 3 years, and then I entered the portal. I ended up going to Jackson, and Coach Prime ended up calling me. It was just like he need a corner that's gonna come in and lock things down. So he called me, and I came in. I did exactly that. And I was probably the best. I wasn't probably, but I was the best corner in the SWAC. I led the SWAC in completion like coverage. So I did my thing.
Oh yeah, you definitely did your thing, man. I looked at all of that. Just this right here, man. I pulled from one of the websites. Named 2015 SEMO Ball Awards Offensive Player of the Year, a 3-star recruit according to Rivals.com and 24/7 Sports. 2015 Carr Trophy recipient and 3-time first team All-State at Cape Central High School. Set 12 school records. Named the 2014 Southeast Missourian Football Player of the Year. Received 2014 SEMO Ball Awards. Offensive Player of the Year and Male Athlete of the Year. Accumulated 992 yards rushing, 771 yards receiving, and 27 touchdowns, averaging 8.4 yards per carry as a senior. People, them numbers right there would have just got this man another that should have warranted, nothing but D1 college scholarship offers. And I understand what happened with the grades and whatnot. So, though that was unfortunate, I'm going to tell you right now, this was all in God's plan for you.
Definitely.
You were supposed to be where you are. Because you said Oregon and Nebraska, am I correct?
Yeah, definitely. That was my first two offers. First two schools, sophomore.
Bro, and I'm looking at that like, okay, we all know the Ducks. I tell you this, I'm not a Ducks fan, but they got the best uniforms on all the college. I'm sorry. I know Jackson State is dope, but the Ducks, I don't know what they do or who their designer is, but it's insane. They've got every kind of look you can think of. But, those are D1 schools. That tells you that the talent is there. So if someone is overlooking that and not seeing, hey, let me go back and do my research. Look at all of the accolades that comes along with this young man. And what people don't realize is adversity faces us all.
Yeah, definitely.
There's not a person on this planet that hasn't been through something to get where they currently are. At some point, you're going to have to start from the bottom and go to the top. Yes, every now and then, some people may have that fortunate path where, hey, everything is worked out for them already. They just got to walk in and, take those steps to do the right thing. People like us, we have to start from the bottom. We have to get up to the top. What's the best advice you've received from Coach Prime?
One thing I always like that he said is go make a play, because a play don't wait for nobody. So why won't you be the one to make it? I love when he said that. Like, it's a play out there. Just go out there and make it. Like, it ain't anybody can make the play. Why can't it be you? So I used to love when he used to say that. So that was one of my favorite things. And then just him saying, like, it only catches up when it catches up. So I'm telling you, like, how scouts missing like so much out on me, it's only gonna catch up to them when it catches up. So because when I get to the lead, I'm taking over.
That's definitely true, man. And that's great advice and great words. So how did you manage through life as a young brother without a dad? Did you have other influences in your life? Were there people around to be able to help you through that? Because I understand your pain all too well, and it's not an easy road to walk. But I was very fortunate to have, some uncles, and I had some OGs in my life that helped me to do the right thing. Did you have those influences, and are those people around to be able to continue to help guide you?
Yeah, like growing up, I mean, I had my uncles, but like only one of them played sports, and that's the only one I looked up to the most. And then I had my mom, she played sports, and then my aunties, they was all there too. So then just getting into college though, like I had more of my high school coach. He took me in like that was like he was like like my dad. Like he took me in and just anytime I need anything, like I came to him. Like still to this day, we still eat like Thanksgiving together. We have Easter together, like all that stuff. So, and it was just like just them, just my family, my aunties. Like they was my fathers. They were the fathers I had in my family in my life. So
That's awesome. So y'all have to take a look at this interview and listen to the words of a young man who started with nothing, and look where he is now. I'm blessed and fortunate to have interviewed this young man, and any team will be blessed and fortunate to have him. If you overlook Al Young, he's gonna make you pay for it. I remember when Aaron Rodgers said, teams didn't draft me, that they're gonna regret it in the end. You pass on Al Young, you're gonna regret it. And I guarantee you, your wide receivers are gonna be upset because he ain't on the team, so they don't have to continue to get that work like they're about to get. What would you say is your final thing that you would want to put out to teams as for a reason to say, you know what? There's no other DB in this draft. That's me. I need y'all to see that. What would you tell them? What would be that message to them to say, hey, I belong in that building. And if I get my foot in the door, you'll never get me out.
Yeah. What I'll tell them is just like, it's no other person that's gonna compete like me. Like I'm gonna fight to the end, win or lose, and then it just you getting a dog out of me, and then like I said, I'm gonna be the first one on the field and the last one to leave. But I'm gonna put in work regardless of the situation.
That's awesome, man. So I will let you get back to your day. I'm gonna end it there. People, This is Al Young. I'm going to tell you, this is in the top 5 DBs in the draft. You can't bring me another dude from a big name school and put his film up against Al's and make me believe that he's better than him. I have looked at every DB. I've talked to a lot of people. I have a bunch of people that are there that do podcasting, have people that look at sports. And when I look at your tape, young man, I don't see a weakness. You get better with that tackling, get better in that run game. That all comes with time. But as far as for what your job is and what you are looking to be in the NFL, oh man, look, boy, all they got to do is just fine tune a couple of little small things here and there, as the NFL will do. And DK Metcalf gonna get that smoke. Yeah, Jalen Waddle's gonna get that smoke. Tyreek Hill, anybody, Debo, Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Thomas, any of these guys, they are going to have a problem on their hands if they see this young man across the field from them. And I think what happens is a lot of the times people try to overlook someone, and that's when you get broke off the worst. This is Al Young from Jackson State, the best DB in the draft in my eyes. And I'm not saying that just because I interviewed him. I'm saying that because I did the film work. I honestly have looked at tons of DBs. I'm sorry. People out there, if you don't know who he is, you better do your homework. This young man is going to make a lot of receivers' lives a living hell. And I'm going to tell you right now, as humble as he is in this interview, he lets you know when he get on that field, he talks a big talk, but he has the game to back it up. It's rare when you get someone that can be able to talk it and walk it. And I believe that Al Young is going to make a team very happy. I want to say once again, I appreciate you for your time. Please let any and everybody know where they can follow you, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, anything.
All right, my Twitter is A1Turnup, and then my Instagram, Al Young. And then if you want to hit me on Facebook, add me as a friend, Al Young. That's my name.
Yes, sir. This is Al Young, best defensive back in the NFL draft. They sleeping on him, but I guarantee you the team that takes a chance on him is going to wake up and realize they got the best defensive back prospect coming out. And I say that with all due respect to any of the other people that are coming out in that draft. But I'm telling you, from everything that I've seen, the HBCU Legacy Bowl, your career in college, high school, knowing that you pretty much had these D1 colleges coming and calling your name, you are an amazing talent, and there's nothing more for me to say, but I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you nothing but success. I wish you continual blessings for the rest of your life in any and everything that you do, in and outside of football. At the end of the day, I want you as a human being, as a black man, to succeed. That is all I want. I just want the best for you, period. Always keep a good circle around you and make sure that you got people around you that can tell you when you're wrong. Sometimes people get into these situations, they got a bunch of yes men. It's like, should I do this? Oh, yeah, man, go ahead and do it. Should I do that? Yeah, you should do it. You need that person. You need that homeboy or that friend or that brother or that uncle, whoever it is, to say, nah, don't do that. It's not a good idea. Because when you keep those people around you, they help keep you grounded. Mm-hmm. When you got a bunch of yes men around you, you wind up in bad situations. People don't see, they're not guiding you the right way. They too busy hanging out because of your wealth and not hanging out for your well-being. Yeah. But everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. There will be more people that will definitely come by and watch the interview. I feel we did a fantastic job. Everybody stay blessed. most of all, stay faithful, and we all want y'all to have a good day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.
Thank you.